Why is the world suddenly talking about free ends again in 2025? What made V's emotional ballad win a prestigious award this year? Dive into the raw power behind the song and discover the untold story of the moment that left fans and even critics speechless. Comment your thoughts like if you're proud of V, and don't forget to subscribe for more heart-shaking updates. Have you ever listened to a song and felt your entire world stop for a moment? Have you ever heard a voice that doesn't just sing, but speaks directly to your soul? In 2025, one such voice shook the globe again. It was the voice of Kim Taehyung, known to millions simply as V of BTS, whose hauntingly beautiful ballad Free Ends has just received one of the most prestigious awards in the global music industry. But the real story lies not just in the trophy he brought home, but in the storm of emotions he unleashed with a single note. Why did a song released earlier capture hearts? Once more this year with renewed intensity? Why is this track being analyzed, replayed, and honored long after its initial debut? And what exactly happened behind closed doors when V accepted the award with tears in his eyes and a crack in his voice that fans noticed immediately? Free Ends was never just a song. From the very first whisper of its lyrics, it carried something raw, something that couldn't be mimicked or manufactured. It held an ache too personal, too close to the bone, and yet it was universal. The kind of loneliness that hides behind smiles, the kind of heartbreak that lingers long after love is gone, the kind of connection that fades but never truly disappears. In the year 2025, as the world continued its race through chaos, change, and digital noise, V's voice became a quiet rebellion, a reminder that music is not just to be heard, but to be felt. The award ceremony was expected to be glamorous, cold, calculated, but something unforgettable happened. When V's name was called, there was a gasp. Not because people doubted his talent, but because the moment felt fated, almost cinematic. Clad in a sleek black suit, Taehyung walked toward the stage, not as a global icon, but as a man who had poured his soul into a song, now being recognized for his emotional truth. He didn't read from a teleprompter. He didn't flash a rehearsed smile. He stood in silence for a heartbeat that felt like a lifetime. And then he said it, simple, raw. This song was a goodbye I was never brave enough to say. The entire auditorium froze. What goodbye was he referring to? Fans had long speculated that Free Ends held layers of hidden meanings, references to past relationships, to friendships that had broken under pressure, or even to moments of personal grief that he had never spoken of publicly. Was this award more than just a win? Was it closure? And yet, instead of letting the focus fall on gossip or speculation, V brought it back to the heart of what truly mattered, the music. He thanked ARMY, not in a scripted sentence, but with eyes that shimmered with unshed tears. He said, "You all heard what I was too afraid to say aloud. You made me feel seen." As the audience erupted in applause, cameras caught fellow artists blinking back emotion. Even the host looked moved. This wasn't just another win. This was a reminder of the kind of artist V is. One who does not chase trends, but creates timeless echoes. In the days that followed, social media turned into a flood of love letters. ARMY from every corner of the world shared their own stories of how Free Ends became their anchor. A girl in Brazil posted a video of herself crying in her car, clutching her chest as the chorus played. A young man in Germany wrote a blog titled, "This Song Saved My Life." A mother in the Philippines played it every night as she remembered her late son, who had once said V was his hero. How does one song do all that? Some say it's the lyrics. Some say it's the understated instrumentation that allows every word to cut deeper. But most agree it's V's voice. It's not perfect in the polished industry standard way. It cracks, it trembles, it sighs. But in those flaws lies the honesty that makes it unforgettable. And then, as if the world hadn't cried enough, Big Hit released a short video of the award nights behind the scenes. Taehyung, moments after stepping off stage, was seen clutching the trophy and leaning against the wall, eyes closed, whispering to himself in Korean, "You did it." For them. Who were they? An old love? His members? Fans? Perhaps it was all of the above. And perhaps it didn't matter, because the emotion spoke louder than any translation. This award was not just a shiny ornament for his shelf. It was validation. It was a sigh of relief. It was the universe nodding and saying, yes, your pain was heard. FRI may have started as a whisper, but it has become a worldwide anthem for the unsaid, the unloved, the unfinished. In this digital age where attention spans are short and hearts are often guarded, V broke through the noise not with volume, but with vulnerability. And the world responded. From the packed stadiums of Seoul to the quiet bedrooms of fans in tiny towns, the song plays on. And now, with this award, it has been immortalized, not just in music history, but in millions of hearts. Are you one of the many who found comfort in FRI? Have you played it on repeat during your quiet nights? Do you hear your own story hidden between the verses? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like this if your heart swelled with pride. Subscribe if you believe music still has the power to change lives. Because with artists like V, it truly does. And maybe, just maybe, we'll hear more of these quiet storms in the future. Maybe V isn't done whispering truths. We're too scared to say aloud. In the hours following the awards night, a silence fell over the fandom, a rare kind of silence. Not because there was nothing to say, but because the emotions were too heavy to put into words. For a moment, the usual fast-paced online chatter slowed, replaced by heartfelt messages, quiet reflections, and the sound of FRI playing softly through headphones around the world. Something had shifted. Something had healed, even if just a little. People began to revisit the music video, frame by frame, lyric by lyric. Hidden meanings were unearthed, and previously overlooked visuals were now viewed under a different light. The vintage color tones, the pained glances, the empty spaces that surrounded V in every scene, everything now felt intentional, deliberate. Every sigh, every pause, every blurred edge became a metaphor for the feelings he could never fully say aloud. And then the theories began. Was FRI written during a time of personal loss? Was it inspired by someone specific? Someone who once meant everything, but was now just a ghost in the room? Had V channeled a heartbreak the world didn't know he had endured? Or was the song bigger than one person? Was it a farewell to innocence, to youth, to the version of himself before fame carved him into something the world owned? What made the track even more extraordinary was how it resonated across generations. Older listeners, those who rarely dabbled in K-pop, confessed they had the song on repeat. They described it as something that reminded them of their own goodbyes, of friendships that faded, of lovers who left without warning. Teenagers cried in their bedrooms, typing out journals to the melody of a voice that sounded like it, understood them better than anyone else. The press tried to capture it, but headlines fell short. V wins again. BTS's V stuns at award show. These words were factual, yes, but they couldn't convey the weight of what had truly happened that night. It wasn't just a win. It was a moment, a reckoning, a shared breath between artist and audience that said, I know how it feels to lose something you can't name. And still, Taehyung remained quiet. He didn't post celebratory selfies. He didn't boast or even hint at a new project. Instead, he disappeared from the spotlight for a few days. His absence only deepened the emotions. Fans weren't worried, they understood. This was V's way. When the noise got too loud, he retreated. Not to escape, but to feel. Then, without warning, he returned. Not with a press release, not with a new teaser, but with a handwritten letter posted late at night on Weverse. The photo was slightly grainy, the ink a little smudged, but it said everything. To everyone who ever felt the silence between the words, this song was for you. I didn't expect the world to listen, but you did. You didn't just hear the music, you heard me. Thank you for giving my quiet voice a place to be loud. I won this award, but I owe it all to the ones who stayed. Love always, Taehyung. That letter went viral. Not because it was meant to,